Hello, all you amazing people. Welcome to another daily practice in our Year of Yoga journey as we set an intention for today. Breathing deeply into this space and getting clear-minded in what it is we want to receive on the mat today. Big deep breath in as our hands go overhead, exhaling as our hands go by our side, inhaling, exhaling as we bring the arms back down. One more time, inhaling deeply, exhaling fully. Dropping our left ear to left shoulder, walking our right hand away from the body and gently using our left hand to pull the head towards the left shoulder a little bit more. Releasing and dropping the right ear to the right shoulder, left hand away from the body. Right hand gently guides the head towards the right shoulder. Dropping our head backwards now, stretching the front of the neck. And then taking the head forward, chin to chest. Crossing the left leg over the right and hugging that knee in towards the body with the right arm as we turn the upper body to the left, taking our gaze back towards our left shoulder and feeling the stretch through the left glute. Bringing the right leg over the left now, pulling the right knee towards the chest with the left arm. Right hand is on the ground behind us. And taking our gaze as far as we can around to the right. Gently releasing. Coming over to tabletop position as we run through some cat-cows, breathing in, dropping chest and abdominals towards the earth. Exhaling as we curl the spine into cat. Inhaling into cow. Exhaling into cat. Taking the back high. One more time. Back to neutral spine, and then just dropping the chest down, stretching out the scapula here, raising the shoulders, then lowering the body, tucking the toes now and hovering the knees just above the mat, and then taking the right leg and left leg long, coming into high plank. Downward facing dog as we push our heels towards the earth. Stepping the feet between the hands as we come for a forward fold. Interlacing the elbows behind the knees. Dropping our head. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Taking our arms up above our head. And I must apologize here. The front of my camera is not working, so I cannot see, or could not see, that my head was cut off in a lot of this practice today. So just ignore that as I guide you through. Coming for a twisted pose here. Left elbow on the outside of our right leg. Left leg is straight at the back. Taking our arms high above our head. Leaning back, Getting a bit more of a back bend. And then gently coming down to frame the front foot, stepping back into downward facing dog. High plank. Lifting the right leg and lowering the body down as we come onto our tummy into Sphinx pose on our forearms, pulling the body forward. Breathing deeply. And then gently pushing back into downward facing dog. Walking the feet, coming in for a forward fold again. Hugging the arms behind the knees and dropping the head towards the knees as well. Halfway lift. Big deep breath in as we take our arms wide, slowly standing. Bringing our hands together at our heart center. Dropping the right foot back this time. And then twisting to the left side. So our right elbow will come to the outside of the left leg. Taking our gaze up towards the sky. Finding some balance and stability in this pose. Coming back to center, raising our arms up into warrior one. And then leaning back even further to get a bit more of a back bend. And then gently framing the front foot. Taking the left foot back to meet the right in downward facing dog. High plank, lifting the left leg this time and slowly lowering the body to the mat. Coming back up onto the forearms as we pull the body forward. Finding some stillness here as we lower down, tucking the toes, downward facing dog. Jumping the feet between the hands or walking them, forward fold. Halfway lift, forward fold. Big deep breath in as we take our arms wide, bringing our hands to our side for Tadasana. So fingertips are spread wide, shoulders are away from the ears. And we're switching on our abdominals here, embracing the core. Taking the left leg back, coming side onto your mat, we're coming into goddess pose. As we lower down, taking the pelvis towards the floor, hands in prayer position. And then interlacing the fingers behind the back and then gently leaning forward as our arms come up overhead, stretching the shoulders and also the tops of the legs here. Gently rising on the exhale. Hands to prayer position. And then gently rising. Slowly forward folding and then making connection with the earth. Interlacing the hands around the elbows and just hanging really heavy here. Feeling that beautiful stretch down the back of the legs. Grabbing the shins, pulling the upper body towards the legs to get a deeper stretch. And then gently rising, walking the feet in closer together. And then come into tree pose. So you can either leave the foot on the ankle or the calf or bring it up to the inside of the thigh. Big deep breath in here as we bring our hands to prayer position at our chest. And yes, I feel a little silly and embarrassed about my videography, but hey, I'm not perfect and I do make mistakes. So I hope that you forgive me for this terrible footage. Bringing the right knee forward, and then we're going to take it out to the side for a side lunge, bringing the arms up in front, stretching the inside of the left leg, bringing the feet back together, changing sides now. So bringing the left foot on the inside of the right thigh, taking a big deep breath in as our arms go wide, and then coming into prayer position at our heart center. And just taking your gaze and focusing on something ahead of you that's not moving, which will help with stability and balance. One more deep breath. Then bringing the left knee forward and taking it out to the side as we come into a side lunge. And then pushing off the left leg, feet coming back to the middle as we come down into chair pose. Arms are out in front. And then exhaling as we rise. Inhaling as we lower. This time I'm going to take the arms down either side of the body. Rising again. Coming back to the front of the mat. Coming into Tadasana. So standing strong, firm, grounded. Raising the arms up above our head and then forward folding. Coming back into downward facing dog. High plank. Lifting the left leg, lowering the body to the earth. Coming up onto our forearms, untucking the toes, pulling the body forward. Inhaling. And then exhaling as we push back into downward dog. Jumping or walking the feet between the hands, forward fold. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Big deep breath in as we take our arms wide. Tadasana. Holding steady. Taking the left leg back and bringing the body to the side of the mat. Goddess pose using cactus arms this time. Interlacing the fingers behind the back, leaning forward, bringing the arms up overhead. And gently rising. Goddess pose again. Bringing the feet in together. We're now going to do eagle pose. So bringing the right leg up and around the left. And then bringing the right arm up and around the left arm as we sink down into this position, lowering the hips towards the earth. And then raising the arms a little bit higher to get a stretch through the shoulders as well. Gently unraveling, taking that right leg back. We're coming into airplane pose. So we're going to try and get the upper body and the leg parallel with the mat. Arms out to the side. Holding for a moment. And then gently bringing the right leg back to meet the left. Changing sides. The left leg will wrap around the right. Try and steady yourself a little bit, not like myself today. And then the left arm will come and wrap under and around the right. And sinking down into eagle pose, taking your gaze past your arms. And then we're going to gently release the left leg and take it backward as we come into airplane pose on the opposite side. Pointing the toe at the back, getting the body parallel with the earth. And then gently bringing the left leg to meet the right. Pausing in Tadasana for a moment and then bringing both feet back to the front of the mat. Big deep breath in and then forward folding as we take both legs back to downward facing dog. High plank, raising the left leg, lowering the body to the earth. Coming up onto the forearms. Pulling the body forward. Engaging the core and the glutes. And then on the exhale, gently pushing back to downward facing dog. Awesome. Great work, everybody. Taking the right leg high and then bending and opening up the hips towards the earth, or towards the heavens, I should say. Bringing that right foot between the hands and then dropping the left knee, coming down into this low lunge. Right arm goes to the sky. Getting an upper body twist. Framing the front foot again. And then walking the right foot out to the edge of the mat. And gently leaning it out on a 45-degree angle and gently guiding it with the right hand. Leaving the knee out there, coming down onto the forearms. Gently rising. And then tucking the toes, downward facing dog. Taking the left leg long, bending the knee, opening the hips towards the heavens. And bringing the left leg between the hands, dropping the back knee to the earth. Taking the left arm towards the sky. Framing the front foot. And I forgot to take the left leg out to the side and then coming down onto the forearms. So if you want to pause the video, you can do that or do it at the end. Coming into child's pose now as we take our arms underneath the body and underneath the legs. Knees are wide and we're gently resting our right or left cheek on the mat. And our hands are gently resting on the feet behind the bottom. And just breathing deeply into this pose. Taking 2 more deep, juicy breaths here. And then gently rising, coming onto our right side as we push down through the right elbow and the right knee. Squeezing the glutes at the back and then taking the left arm up overhead. This is a great pose for lower back pain. You want to make sure that the knees are in line with the shoulders and the head. As we swivel around to the other side, planting down through the left elbow and then coming up onto the left knee, Squeezing the glutes as tight as you can at the back. And the right arm is coming up and over the head. And gently lowering the hips back to the earth. Swiveling around again. We're just going to take our legs parallel with the earth and then leaning back, using our arms to push the upper body up. Just 3 times. And then gently lowering all the way down. Coming into reverse tabletop. And then taking opposite arm and opposite leg in opposite directions. So right arm and left leg, hovering them above the ground. Left arm, right leg. Repeating this a few more times. Right arm, left leg, going long. We're looking for that elongation from fingertips to toe tips. And engaging the core. This is a beautiful core exercise. It's so good for the spine as well. You should feel really supported and safe in this pose. Gently placing the soles of the feet on the mat and then pushing through the feet, lifting the hips high as we come into bridge pose. Squeezing the butt together as tight as you can and using the arms for support. Gently releasing the body back down. We're going to take our right ankle over the left knee and then gently guiding the right knee towards the earth as we squeeze the glutes again in bridge pose. It's kind of like bridge meets pigeon. And then left ankle over the right knee, lifting the butt up again. And then gently lowering as we hug our knees in towards the chest. We're going to grab the big toes with our pointer finger and middle finger coming into happy baby. And just feeling how good this pose feels. Gently squeezing the knees one more time. And then taking the legs long, coming into our final resting pose of Savasana. Palms face down today if you're feeling like you need a little bit more grounding. And then taking 3 deep, controlled breaths. Filling the belly and the chest. And then exhaling all the air out and allowing your body and your breath to go back to normal rhythm. And as those thoughts come into your head, instead of trying to block them, just have some awareness around them. Get curious about what's coming up for you in your mind today as you allow your physical body to relax and surrender, repair and rest. What's your mindset or your mental capacity doing or saying or thinking? And if the thoughts aren't serving you, what I've found has been helpful for me is getting curious about where that thought came from, thanking it, letting it know that it no longer serves me, and then sending it on its way. Just like you're releasing or letting a cloud move by in the sky, and allowing more positive, uplifting, inspiring thoughts to flood your mind, rather than the thoughts that normally overconsume us on a daily basis and take over and want to control how we feel, how we react, our mood. So we want to be really careful with where we place our attention and our focus, and make sure that we are the gatekeepers of our thoughts and we're guarding our mind. Because if we let too much of the negative in, it can affect our mentality and our mental health, and we don't want that. That's not good for us. So using yoga can be really powerful in coping with stress or negativity. So we start to bring some movement into our body, maybe stretching the hands. And then when you're ready, rolling over to one side in the fetal position, which also feels really good. Maybe we should do a practice just in this position one day. Pushing up into a seated pose position. Once again, I want to apologize for my terrible camera skills. As we keep the eyes closed down, big deep breath in as we raise our arms and then bring them down by our side. 2 more times, inhaling, exhaling, bringing all that good energy back towards the earth and our body. And then bringing our hands together at our third eye. May we have kind and loving thoughts today as we lower our hands to our lips. May we speak kind and loving words today as we lower our hands to our heart. May we have kind and loving intentions today, not just for others, but also for ourselves. Have a magical day. Namaste.